Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. My first time filming in my new office. I am very excited about it. Finally have an aesthetically pleasing place to film. So let me know in the comments what you think. But today I wanted to hop on here and just give a quick little video kind of summarizing and talking about this article I recently came across by TrueCar. And it's all about if 100,000 miles is the new 60,000 miles. I know that so many of us are in the pre-owned market, especially during a global chip shortage, with just how high used and new car prices are. Even older, higher mileage cars are kind of the only thing that are affordable at this point. So I kind of wanted to break down what exactly 100,000 miles means, if you should steer clear of it, and if buying a 100,000 mile plus car is okay. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm the Car Mom. I review cars for moms and for families, but I also like to give car buying tips and tricks as a former car salesperson and whose family owns some car dealerships in the St. Louis area. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below about which other videos you want to see. And yes, I know it's probably ridiculous that I'm holding this microphone, but I just feel like doing it. So that's really the only reason I need. Okay, so before we get into the article, I just want to talk a little bit about how many 100,000 mile plus cars there are and really just how common they are. So I was doing a little bit of research, and in fact, there's over 118 million cars on the road that have over 100,000 miles on it. So it's not like hitting 100,000 immediately means the car is over. I mean, there's, like I said, 118 million cars that have over 100,000 miles on them. I also found it interesting that according to Auto Trader, the average car on the road is 11 years old. I actually would have thought it would have been a lot newer than that. So that just shows that if the average car is 11 years old and the average driver drives between 12 to 15,000 miles a year, well, all of those cars would have over 100,000 miles as well. So just thought it was kind of interesting. Now let's talk about like how long these cars are predicted to last, because I think that there's kind of this stigma of once it's over 100,000 miles, like you're going downhill fast, you're going to cost so much in repairs, and you know the car is going to crap out. But when I was doing my research, I came across this article by Car and Driver, and they actually said that the average car is expected to keep running to up to 200,000 miles, while cars with electric engines are expected to last for up to 300,000 miles. And I'm sure all of us know people who have cars with well over 200,000 miles on them. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that they think that cars are expected to go to 200,000 anyway. All right, so now let's kind of break down this article, and I will leave it in the description box below if you're interested in reading it for yourself, but I'm just basically going to summarize it for you. So the first thing that this article says is that cars are more reliable than ever, which I thought this was super interesting because I think sometimes these newer cars kind of have a stigma, especially just with the way that people communicate about cars, and especially with social media. Everyone loves to talk about the problems they have. Everyone leaves reviews about the problems they have. So I think my perception was that cars are less reliable, but in fact, they're actually more reliable. And this article also says what the Car and Driver article says, that in 2021, the average age of vehicles on the road was measured at 12 years. The average driver drives around 13.5 miles. So that means the average car on the road has 150,000 miles on it. It's pretty good. On top of that, it says that modern cars under the hood last longer and require less maintenance. They basically say that since timing chains are replacing timing belts and oil change intervals are less frequent, it's not uncommon to see vehicles with over 200,000 miles on them. So, long story short, the cars are lasting longer than they ever have. This article also goes on to say that one of the reasons cars are more reliable is because the cars are smarter. These newer vehicles have so many different driver alert features to let you know what needs to be worked on and when. And there is no way to get those lights off your dash unless you take the vehicle in to get service. So because of that, it's going to encourage people to service their vehicles more often. Okay, so not only are these cars more reliable, they're smarter, and they're actually engineered to last longer. This article by TrueCar brings up a good point. If you look inside of any owner's manual, they are literally going to give you the maintenance recommendations for 90,000 miles and 120,000 miles. Well, obviously, they wouldn't give you those high mileage maintenance recommendations if they didn't think the car was going to make it. The next point this article brings up, number 4, is that high mileage cars can provide a great value. Now, this is something I can definitely talk about because it is no secret that the higher mileage car, the more affordable the car is. That also means the car is going to take less of a depreciation hit through your ownership. So depending on your goals and depending on your family planning, if you get into a car that has higher mileage, you may be able to get out of the car more frequently. So if you are someone who actually likes to get a new car or a new to you car often, buying over 100,000 miles could actually be a great option for you, since because you're taking less depreciation hit, the vehicle is depreciating less, meaning that it's holding its value more for you. And then finally, the last point the article brings up is that the proof is in the odometer. And I think this is such a good point. When you're looking at a high mileage car, although it kind of seems like a red flag, It's actually probably the opposite. If a vehicle is able to make it to high mileage with little to no problems, it's a sign that it's probably going to be able to continue to do the same thing. So make sure you review the Carfax or the AutoCheck or whatever vehicle history report the dealership has, and really pay attention to how the vehicle was maintained and if there were any major issues. If there was no major issues and the car just kind of like needed to do its regular maintenance and kind of go about its merry way, that is a very good sign that it's likely going to continue that. So anyway, guys, that's all for this video. I really just thought the article was so interesting, kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I just thought it'd be good information to share with you. I feel a lot better about cars over 100,000 miles, especially if you feel like the vehicle history report is really, really clean on it. If you're interested in learning more about vehicle history reports, I've done a whole video on that. I will leave it linked below. And then I guess, the next part would be, how do you continue to maintain a car that has over 100,000 miles on it? And really, it would just come down to finding a good mechanic, taking care of the car, and doing any regularly scheduled maintenance on time. If you do all of those things, hopefully the car will make it for another 100,000 plus miles. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like this type of video. Let me know what you think about my new office, and I'll see you next time.